back in. Well, today we are going to talk about your amazing words. Does anyone remember what the amazing word from today was?
Yes.
Do you remember, Rin?
Chaperone.
Oh, chaperone is one of the amazing words.
Field.
And there is a new amazing word on that chart over there.
Trip. Field trip.
What was it? Field trip. Was that you, Easton? Good job. All right, field trip right here on the board. With your other amazing words, if I pick the right marker. That one got the lid put on pretty tight. Field. Trip. Just like trip, huh? I bet you like that, don't you?
It's like my name. My name's Trip.
That's right. Can you sit down in your chair?
You just
Thanks.
wrote my name.
I did. I wrote your name, Trip. But a field trip is a special kind of trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you go on a field trip, what do you do? Do you stay in one place?
No.
If
you
you
go
would-
somewhere.
You go somewhere. So you don't stay in one place.
No. No, you got to.
You might go to one place on a field trip, or you might go to many places, right?
You were adventuring.
Yeah. What about these other amazing words? Can you remember what these are? Bakery. What's the other amazing words that you use? Library. That was a sight word, little was. Library. Fire station. Park. Post office. And a chaperone. What does a chaperone do?
A chaperone is where you lead somebody.
That's right. So if you go on a field trip, you might need to cooperate. And how do we cooperate on a field trip?
By working together.
By working together. And if you have a chaperone on a field trip, you would have to do what they tell you and do what they say, right? So that you can be safe and stay together, right?
We'll tell you where to go.
So today we're going to read a book, okay? Books have characters. And what are characters?
Characters are somebody in a movie or a video
Why don't
game.
we raise hands and then I'll call. Go ahead, Easton.
Characters are the ones that play in a movie.
They might be in a movie or they might be in a book. And what are the characters in a book? Tate. People or animals. That's right. And you've talked about settings before. Does anyone remember what a setting
Where it
is?
takes place and when it takes.
Where it takes place and when it takes place. And an event is what happens in the book. So we have character, who's in the story, setting, where it takes
Place.
and an event is what, Kai? Does anyone know? Go ahead.
Event is what happens.
What happens in the story? Good work. So if our book is about a field trip today, do you think it's going to have one setting or many settings? Why do you think that? Why do you think there will be many settings?
Because there's all those settings.
These are settings. Good job. These are all different places that are going to be in our story today. Now we're going to read it, but I want the orange table to sit first at the rug in your places. You may go. Are you orange or are you red?
Red.
I'm sorry, red. The red table may go sit quietly, and the purple table may go sit.
I'm not purple. That's blue. Green.
Green. This one's
Green
green.
up there.
Where? How do you tell?
Because those little balls.
I thought all this time I thought that the color of the table was. I'm so glad you clarified that. I'm sorry, green table, you can sit.
And blue table.
Thank you for helping me.
I'm going to have you guys stay here, though, okay? You guys are going to stay at your table, so just pretend like you're at the rug, okay? Turn and face this way.
Now, I have never read a big book like this big. So you'll have to be patient for me while I turn the pages. You can't see, is this better?
Yes.
How do you do this?
I put it on that little easel, sorry. If you,
Can I
yep,
use it?
yes, absolutely. If you just turn that little thing around, it's on wheels, so.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can just
great.
spin it like that. It doesn't fit real well on it, but it does make it a little bit easier.
Yes, because it's hard to hold, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, let's read the title.
Miss Kindergarten.
Does anybody recognize this word?
Miss Kindergarten.
Yeah. Field trip. You guys know how to read trips really well, don't you?
Kindergarten.
Miss Kindergarten takes a field trip with Kindergarten by Joseph Slate, and it's illustrated by Ashley Wolf. What does the illustrator do?
Makes a picture.
That's right. Today is field trip day. And I want you to notice the amazing words in the story, okay?
Field trip. Field trip.
Adam's dad's a chaperone.
Chaperone. And they want you to look for, turn to the other page. They
What?
want you to
Hold on
look
one
for
second.
some certain shapes in the book.
Okay, let's focus on paying attention to where the story is taking place. What is it? What did we say the word was for where the story is taking place and what time?
Setting.
Setting. Thank you, Ava. So let's pay special attention to that, okay? Adam's dad's a chaperone. Brenda's mom is too. Christopher says, "Hey, don't leave yet. A stone hopped in my shoe." Can you hear those rhyming words?
Yeah. Stone.
Which words do you think rhyme?
Stone and shoe.
What? Shoe and two. Keep listening for those words. Miss Kindergarten goes to the bakery with Kindergarten.
Hey.
You recognize this place, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's be good listeners, okay? They do. Kindergarten, kindergarten do rhyme. But let's make sure we're listening. Danny cuts some cookies out. Emily sees them bake. Franny squirts pink icing on a scrumptious chocolate cake. Uh-oh. Where do you think that we're going next?
File station.
How do you know that?
Because you just turned the pages.
So if I didn't read the words, you would
No.
know.
We wrote that before.
If I didn't read the words, would you know by the pictures where we're going?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Because you turn the page.
Because how do you know we're not in the bakery now?
Because there's fire trucks.
There's fire trucks. Good job, Chris. And do we have fire trucks at the bakery?
No.
So that means we're in a new what's the word? Setting. Thanks, Rin. Now Miss Kindergarten goes to the fire station with Kindergarten. Gwen McGunney rings a bell. Henry holds a hose. Ian makes a funny face and laughs as his nose grows. Why is his nose growing?
Because it's a shiny hubcap.
It's a hubcap.
Well, the hubcap gets loose in the tire.
Well, I don't think it's going to. But it can make your face look funny, huh?
Yeah.
Jessie learns stop, drop, and roll. Kiki tries on gear. Miss Kindergarten slides down the pole, and Lenny gives a cheer. Did you hear the rhymes in that one?
Yeah. Gear, pull,
What's this one?
roll,
Gear
cheer,
and
cheer,
thank you.
and pull, roll.
Now, Miss Kindergarten goes to the
Post office.
very nice with Kindergarten. How can you tell?
Because there's mail. Driver.
You can see mail?
Yeah.
No, but you recognize these trucks, don't you?
Yeah, and I can see the mail on the side of them.
And guess what? We are going to the post office.
Today?
Maddie picks the planet stamps. Noah taps the locks. Ophelia asks where letters go when you slide them through the slots.
Locks and slots.
Patricia steers a canvas cart. Quentin checks the scale. Mrs. Wong, Raffy asks, is it fun to push the mail? Now, Miss Bindergarten goes to the library with kindergarten. They're going to go up the steps into the library. And what is this Mr. Rhino holding in his hands?
Book.
A book.
That's why we can tell.
That's how you can tell it's the library.
Yeah.
He's escorting them in.
Are we going to the post
Sarah
office
grabs her favorite chair. Tommy hugs a book. Mr. Matt clicks the mouse. Here, Ursula, take a look. Vicky likes hot air balloons. Wanda loves the ships. A book is like a ticket to all sorts of splendid trips. There's that word again.
Trip.
Now Miss Bindergarten goes to the, where are they going to go next? They're going to the park. Yeah, you can't tell necessarily by this picture, can you?
No.
Let's see if the next one will show us. Because it just looks like they're leaving the library.
Yeah.
They're not at the park yet, are they?
No.
They're getting ready to go, though. Where's their chaperone? Does anyone know?
I see Adam's dad.
Is that him?
Yeah.
And he's holding one of the kids' hands to keep them all together, isn't he?
Yeah. It's a squirrel.
Xavier shouts, "Where's Brenda's mom?" Yolanda looks behind her. "Don't worry, she's not lost," says Zach. "I know where we can find her." Now Miss Bindergarten goes, whoa, stops with kindergarten.
You said stops.
I did. It says stops on the book.
One of the pages is
Where are they stopping?
the park.
They're at the park. Adam's dad sets out the cups. Brenda's mom pours punch. That looks delicious.
Yeah, it does.
Miss Bindergarten cuts the cake. Where do you think they got that cake?
Bakery.
They might have baked it, or maybe they got it at the bakery. And they all sit down to,
Munch.
they're all munching. And these are the shapes. Have you guys seen this picture already?
Yeah.
These are the shapes that you saw at each place. But we're mostly talking about settings today. So I am going to ask you to take a little time to draw pictures about the settings, okay? Do you mind sitting at your desks? Let's have the green table go back first. And then the red table, when they're seated, you can get up.
I'm green.
I know, but you're blue right now. I know, it's tricky, isn't it? And I'm going to put some pictures up here for you, so you can recognize the words, because these are big words, aren't they?
Yeah.
And for those of us that can't read big words, you may get up, Luna. Thank you. For those of us who can't read big words like this, we may need a picture. So I brought some pictures. So what do you think this word is? Bakery. We're going to, these are your amazing words, and when I give you a paper to draw on, I want you to use these words if you feel like it. So if you want to write about a bakery where they have bread, you can write this word, bakery. And if you want to write about the park, this word says park. And I'm putting the pictures here so you can remember which picture is that word. Yes, ma'am. Are you okay? I'm going to read the rest of these, or say the rest of these instructions, and then we'll check it out, okay? So which word do you think this is? Which amazing word is this? Fire station. And which word is this one? It starts with L. Library. If I can make my magnet work. No, my magnet is not working. No. Would you, Brayden, would you get me another magnet, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect, that's a W, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then this, which one would this go on? Which
The post office.
post office? This word says post office, doesn't it?
You're about to cut my name off.
I won't cut your name off, I promise. And finally, here's your last one. Who is this person? She is the chaperone. That's a tricky word, but here's how to spell it. Okay? On this paper I'm going to hand out, you're going to draw pictures in each one of these rectangles. I need everyone to listen, otherwise you won't be able to hear my instructions. I want you to draw about one of the settings in each one of these boxes from the story. So raise your hand if you know one of the settings that we heard about in our story today. Kai,
The fire station.
the fire station is a setting. Go ahead, Brayden.
The part, if you want me
Yes.
to part.
So you all know the settings, I'm sure. We've talked about it quite a bit. And I want you to think about the story we read, and in each box on this page, I want you to draw very nicely all of the settings you can think of from our story.
You keep always going.
At
You
least
want
four.
to know.
Yes, or you can write words. You can write words.
Can I be even in a rectangle?
It doesn't, no, you don't have to draw the whole fire station like in the picture. Here's what you can do. You can draw a truck for a fire station, or a hose from the fire station, or whatever you remember from the book. Or if you want, you can look up here and you can write this word, fire station. Can you remember? Hold on 1 second. I want everybody to wait 1 minute, and when I say go, then you can begin. How about that? Does anyone else have any questions? What's your question?
I don't know how to spell it.
If you don't know how to spell it, you can look up there or ask. And then draw whatever you think you remember from our story
No.
that makes you think of that setting, okay? Now let's concentrate. What did you write here? You almost wrote a whole word. What is that? Are you, which one? Park? That's great. Did everybody see this? Easton started writing one of the words. He's writing park up here, and then he's going to draw a picture in this rectangle that shows what the park is like. Good job.